Welcome. This is Kelly AG. I'm just going to give it a second here. I want to share with my group, but just so everyone can kind of get on and can watch and join me make these two beautiful cards. So let me see. Here we go. Oh, last week I had a hard time sharing this, so we'll see if it works this time. So if you're joining me, say hello so I know you're here. Okay. And my internet was running really slow this morning, so I'm hoping that it'll be just fine. All right, there we go. I think we are good. So, okay. All right, so hopefully if you comment, I can see it. And if not, I will go back and look, okay? But I am working with the Potted Geraniums today, the bundle, and it's a beautiful set. When you start working with it, the dies are not confusing, but you have to kind of figure out what to piece together, okay? So we'll go over that as we're making these cards. A couple of things that we're using as well for this card, we're using the split card texture dies. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. I'll put this away so I don't lose it, but it's really a nice piece to add to it. And I know some people were like, thinking, and I was thinking this too, that you could use it and turn it over to do the whole page, but these lines do not match up completely. So it's like, and I think the paper would have to be a little bit bigger. Okay. So we will just, that was my opinion. Maybe with this one, because it's not as wide, you might be able to do that, like flip it over and kind of do the whole page. Okay. Kind of have to play with it. I didn't use the other one. Oh, there's something on my screen again, and I hate when that... probably somebody trying to hack me again. So, all right. You know how that goes, right? But the other thing that I'm using, and I've seen this in the book, and I kind of overlooked it, but this is the deckled rectangle dies. And it's really kind of neat because it just looks like, almost like the paper was tore a little bit. Gosh, I think I got the neighbor cutting wood or something. I hope you guys can't hear that, but whatever. As long as you can hear me, so. All right, so this is what we're going to be working with. And I was just going to kind of show you in the catalog real quick. And they do have the last chance list for the mini catalog. So I have to get an email out on that. But this is on page 58 for this bundle. It's $51.25, which I don't think is all that bad. Let's see. I am using the Regals, the designer paper for the first card, and I'm using that cute butterfly paper. I didn't get that bundle, but I love the paper, so I may end up getting the bundle too. But Butterfly Kisses, the designer paper, I'm using that. And then here was the deckled rectangles and the split card textures. Okay, so that's on page 174. But if you got questions about any of the product, just let me know. All right, so let's get started. So we will work with our first card. And I could have, I mean, you can use any color you want. There's so many different, well, not so many, but you know, the salmon colored geraniums, whatever, the red ones, there's white ones. So, okay. Oops, this goes with my next card. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, so I feel like, kind of like I've been up forever. But, oh, let's see here. I wanted to see. Yeah, I'm trying to read comments to see who's here joining me. Good. I'm glad you guys are all here. All right. So let's get moving with the card number 1. Set that there so I hopefully don't lose it. And I kind of was going to make well, I don't know if I'll make a couple changes, but you know me, I get cutting and thinking, and I'm like, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. But, okay. So I got crumb cake as my base, which I haven't used crumb cake forever, but it's just 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. It is actually kind of cool out today, but I don't know, we just been working outside. It's been beautiful for that. So, okay, so I took a piece of my the crumb cake, and let's see, I want it to go like that. So I laid that die on here, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And the one thing you want to do with this die is make sure that it's even, like right along here. Because if you don't, when you put it on this, it's going to kind of show like it'll be wider here. Or, I don't know, it did it. I cut one and I actually had it wider on the bottom, so it didn't look right. But this is that designer paper from the Regals collection. This is the real red. And then I got the crumb cake, same size. You just want to make sure, like, no red. I guess I cut it just a hair shorter. You want to make sure that there's no red that's sticking out, okay? So we're going to layer that to start with. So let's go ahead and just glue this down. This is so cool because it looks like it was kind of ripped a little bit, and what I did is I just added a little bit right, like the glue right along here. You don't want to add too much. So not, you know, just along the edge a little bit. Just kind of go down with that. I had cut this the same size on my card, and I ended up trimming some anyways, so kind of push that down a little bit, and then I'm just going to put glue on here. All right. Now, if you really wanted this to stand out even more, I'm putting it on my card base. I would actually, the piece that I just glued down, I would pop up with dimensionals. I think that would really make it pop more. But the card's going to be thick enough, so, okay. Now what I did is, I got my garden green, okay. So I'm using this die and this die. Now I also thought, because lots of times you see the leaves that are, you know, a little lighter in the center, and I tried with the this is the garden green and the old olive, and I also tried pear pizzazz. I really did not like the pear pizzazz, and I'm not sure I like the old olive either, but I think I'm just going to stick to the garden green. And when you cut this through, run it through, you'll get these pieces. Excuse me, with us working outside, my allergies are horrible. But you look at it and you think, oh my gosh, how does that go? This is kind of the little confusing part. But when you look at this, this reminds me of a heart. And then this kind of is the heart. So you will know that it fits right in perfect like that. And I ended up cutting an extra leaf on this, but I think I can kind of adjust it so it'll look fine without cutting that extra leaf. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of layer this. And you could use adhesive sheets if you'd want to, but there's a lot of little pieces that will kind of stick, and you'd have to make sure you get them all out. And I do have my little fine tip. Oh, I don't want to put that there. If you accidentally put the glue all the way down, then you can just put your stem on your paper right away. Okay, so we got that. Now I used the Real Red and the Sweet Sorbet. And these colors look awesome. I don't know if you can see this, but they really, they go well together, especially, you know, with making the flowers. So what I used was these two pieces. So this is the outline. So I used that on the Real Red. And then this is the inside of the geraniums. And I used that on the Sweet Sorbet. I ran it through twice. Now with this, I've seen in the book where they just got the flowers here, but I don't know, I felt like it needed to be filled out more, okay? So I ran those through twice, and then I did the, oh, I don't have the crumb, oh yeah, I do, right here, the crumb cake. I ran through the pot, and then this is that little part that is the lip, I guess, is what I'd call it. And then a little, like the stake thing that you can put in there. And I'm not sure if I like it stamped or not. So I did both. Okay, so I ran that through the Big Shot already, so you guys don't have to watch me shake the table and everything. So, oh, and I also stamped the dirt. There is... this is the dirt for the pot, and there is the stamp and the die to cut that out. You don't have to, but I kind of feel like it needs it. And then also what I did is, because I wanted a little dimension, I hope that my thing isn't blurry, because it, like I said, our internet has been so darn slow that I'm not seeing... So if it is, then you'll have to just take and watch it again, but hopefully it's not. Okay, so what I'm using is my sponge dauber, and I'm just, can't lift it up, and I'm just going to kind of go over the edge a little bit with this, with the crumb cake ink on the crumb cake paper. So today I get to go to the doctor for my little spot that they found kind of in my cheek that was like the lymph node that was acting up too. But since everything else went good, I'm just hoping that she's got good news for me and I don't need to worry. So, okay, I was going to say, oh goodness, I hope I didn't lose my dirt, but there it is. I'm going to just kind of lightly go around this too. I didn't, I stamped one in the Real Red on the crumb cake, but I'm not sure I like that. I think I'm just going to use it without the stamped image, okay? I'm just going to take and kind of sponge around it a little bit. Okay, enough of that. And then I took in the lip of the pot. I actually popped that up, and it really looks, you know, like it's real, I guess. Gosh, I almost think I had too much coffee this morning. Ugh. I kind of feel wired. Okay. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but that looks pretty cool. I'm going to try to get this up a tad bit. There, isn't that cool? I think it is. Now with my dirt is I just added a little glue kind of right in here in between where I lifted that up. You don't need much. And I'm just going to stick that dirt in there. If I can get it in there. And then kind of just hold it so it dries. Okay, so I got this. I'm going to lay that down. That's going to go over that. I'm going to try to get that more centered, I think. And then this is the real red. This is the background of the geraniums. What's really weird too, that I kind of keep questioning myself, is I feel like I should be putting this on here. And I did on this one, but on this one, you're actually going to be putting that on top of it. So I love geraniums. I'm probably not going to plant any this year, but I will next year. We're still trying to work on our yard and... Oops. Oh, gosh. Have the glue sticking to my shirt. Now, that would be a first. Done a lot of crazy things before, but... In this, you'll kind of see the best way to know that you're putting this on right is there's little holes in here, and you're going to want to make sure that they line up. And I'll show you what I mean here. Like right there. There's that hole, that center, that center, that center. So you'll know if you have it right, if that all lines up. Because if you don't, they will not line up at all. But you can kind of tell because there's this one that's higher than that one, okay? Sometimes you look at a die set and you think, oh, what do I do with this? So it's kind of nice to know. Or like lots of times I'll cut everything out and then start, piecing them together. And I'll just do it on white paper so then I know what I'm working with. Okay, so there's that. Now this label, love this die. So it cuts out our label, okay? And what I'm going to do is, let me get this out of here. I'm going to go with the real red. Oh gosh. I'm so used to the new ink pads that it takes me a while to get used to these back again. So I'm, it says reaching out with friendship and caring. And I'm going to get my little sponge here. Not sponge, but mat to stamp it. And then I wrote in the little stake thing, I have just for you, but I think I'm going to do, isn't that pretty? That's so rich looking. I think I'm going to do just smile on there. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we're kind of changing the card a little bit. All right. For us demos, we were able to pre-order yesterday from the new, the Christmas catalog already, which is kind of crazy, but... Okay, so I'm going to just kind of layer this. Let me see. I want to put this down so I can kind of judge where I'm going to put things. And I actually may put that down already. I didn't really like it down on the bottom on this one, so that's why I kind of did it on the top. I'm just going to put a few dimensionals on here. And then I can kind of judge where I want everything. Okay. Now, I did stamp some of those flowers on there. I just used this one, but I didn't really think I put enough on there, so I'm just going to skip that. I'm not even sure that I like how it turned out. So we're just going to leave that. And what I was going to try to do was maybe move this over so some of it could be on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do that. I'm going to actually put a dimensional kind of more on the bottom, and the top will be popped up already. So let's try that and see how that works. You notice I said try. Okay, let's, without, I need it probably, I think what I need is a small one. Let's see. Down here, there's the thinner one. So let's go ahead and use these. Anywho, what we were doing yesterday was we're setting some posts because we're putting a little deck in. We're going to be getting a hot tub soon. I cannot wait. I don't know how much time I'll have time to use it, but hopefully a little. And I'm going to add just a little glue here. So when it is on here, the glue will hold it here, and then my pop-ups will be there. So, and then let's see, we're going to adjust that. I'm actually going to put the glue, let's see, kind of want them down a little bit. I guess that's the way it'll be. Okay, I'm going to actually glue this down. This set is really just beautiful. Hope you guys will consider getting it. Okay, there. See how I'm kind of putting it all together? I just did 2 cards because we were outside yesterday. I didn't have time to really, I guess this could go like that too. You know what? I'm going to try that on this one. We'll just do that like that. And then the pot, because I think I did pop it up, I guess I'll pop it up too. And we'll put that right there. I kind of moved it over a little bit. So, but because we were working outside, I didn't get really much time to play, and I'll be getting my Christmas order tomorrow, so I'm kind of hoping that I get a little time over the weekend there. And then I'm going to just pop this in like that, and I'm actually going to pop it up. Just put one dimensional right there. And I'm going to leave it enough because I added also the twine. I didn't have that before, so let's see. I'll use my glue dot. I feel like it needed the twine on there, like for the, you know, the garden, and it's gonna kind of finishes it off along with the butterflies. If I can get it to stick. Oh, I like this much better. Now, let's add our butterflies. If I can find them here. I'm so glad that they came back with these, or, you know, carried them over, because I don't know, they just, let's see, I'm going to put one, you know what, I'm going to put one right there. That's what I wanted to do. And then we're going to do a small one right there. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot better. Okay. See, sometimes you have to do it twice to appreciate everything. All right, so what I did on the inside was, it says here for you every step of the way, and I added just a strip of the paper, the same paper that goes in here, so just to let somebody know that you're thinking of them. So let me go ahead and stamp that right here. I mean, you could stamp whatever you wanted in them, but, or leave them blank just so you can write a note. Okay, and There. And that was in the real red. Okay. And we will glue our little strip. Now this is just 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. I leave just a little bit of the white showing. Okay. Even though I'm only doing 2 cards, I have a third little project to show you. So make sure you stay till the end. Okay. Which one do you like better? I mean, they look very similar, but I have to say I actually really like this one better. I like it better for probably every reason. I like the smile in here. I'm glad I didn't do that extra leaf. And I don't like that on there. So let me know what you think. If you like the first one or the one that I did, the one that was made, or this one. So, okay. So card number 1 done. And this is the second one. I love this. This is the Calypso Coral. So let me see. Alright, lots of little pieces. So if you were mass producing this, I would cut everything out first. But so you got your Calypso Coral, and this is your 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. So on this one, I got my white. So I took I did a different pattern. Okay, same paper, the Butterfly Kisses paper, but I cut this out. I believe this was the second to the largest, and then the white was the 4th to the largest. But I cut it out, and then I went just a little bit bigger for the paper, the white. So that is 3 1/2 by 4 7/8. And then on this one, this is the 4th from the largest. And then the Calypso Corals, 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. So what I did is I just kind of measured this, and it was close to 2 3/4. So that's what I jumped up to. And same with, this one, it's 4. So I went 4 1/8. Okay. So I layered these on like this. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just do that, and then we can get that out of the way. I love these hearts, but look at this butterflies. This paper is gorgeous. So I have not been to a crafting store besides Hobby Lobby's because I love their furniture and everything with Hobby Lobby's. But I don't know as far as their scrapbooking stuff goes, their card making, but I think Stampin' Up! Is knocking it out of the park. Their product, their dies, I mean everything. It's just really awesome. I love how they started doing like the bubble letters with the background. It's probably really my favorite, but I love these frames too. So, okay. Do you see how cool that is? How the edge is just kind of like rippled a little bit. So white on the Calypso Coral. And I changed this card up a tad too, so hopefully. It's really hard to see that color, but it's really pretty. Okay, so now what I did is I actually stamped the pot this time. So I used just this one in the crumb cake. What I did is I inked it and I stamped, and it was the second stamp that I used. so it was lighter, because otherwise it's pretty dark. So I did that. You can kind of see the difference in the little dirt and the pot, the difference in there, how much lighter that is. So it's like second generation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so then we have this for cutting that out. And then I got, and I'll go ahead and stamp that so you guys can see. But I took and cut that out. And then I wanted to show you the white, the flowers, the leaves. Did that already. But let me see here. I got my crumb cake. And I got my pot and my dirt together. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm stamping the first time and the second time, just together. So what I will use is this pot, this dirt, okay? That's stamped the second time, and this the first time. So I want the darker dirt, but the lighter pot, okay? And then I did sponge around that. So while I got this open, I'm going to just quickly sponge the edges. Sometimes I just use my ink pad and just do the edges that way too, but okay. The dirt don't need it so much as, you just want to be able to like separate them. And then you don't even have to use this lip if you don't want to, if you just want the pot. But I don't know, it looks like the terracotta pot. So I like the way that looks, I guess. Okay. So now on this other stamp, to get these leaves like this, which I think are really cool. I actually like this better than the die for me. But yeah, everyone's different. So okay, so what we're going to do is, to get how that looks, this will be the outline. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm trying to move it up. Okay, so this will be the outline. Oops. Make sure I inked that good. And this is really easy to line up, but you see how nice and dark that is? So before I even stamp this, you're going to kind of want to just line it up. So my small flower is right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is ink that up, but I'm going to stamp once, and then I'm going to go ahead and use this the second time, the second generation stamp. And see how beautiful that is? And once it dries, it's really gorgeous. Okay, so we got that. So I took this die right here, and it lines up really nice and cuts it all out. Okay, so we got that. And then the other thing I am going to stamp is, it says birthdays are reminders that life should be celebrated. I think that is a beautiful saying. So let's go ahead, and I stamped that. That was done in the garden green. The stems were, and I'm doing the sentiment in the garden green. Okay. And then on the inside, it says, wishing you happiness today and always. That kind of reminds me like of a wedding card, kind of, but I think it's nice. So we're going to use it. Okay. There. I love the garden green. I don't know why we don't use it more, but it's just such a sharp green. And I got a little bit of my nail polish on there. So I am going to go ahead and just put that right up there and cover that. Okay. So that will be there. So that's our inside. So let's just go ahead and put that in there right away. Gosh, I don't know, I'm getting ink all over everything. That happens. And I sure I got it on my hands. Okay, so we're going to kind of do the pot the same way. I'm going to pop these up. And then I will add my, let's see, did I cut that one? Yeah. Then I will add my dirt. I could probably add my dirt now, but I think it'd be maybe a little bit too low. I'm not sure. Okay, so we got that. And then see, there's just that little lip right there, so I can just add my dirt. Every pot has a dirt, right? Or has dirt, I should say, not has a dirt, but has dirt. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna, I have to put a butterfly or something there. That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, once again, I'm gonna kind of just lay that there so I know where I want to put that. And I think I just glued that down. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Sometimes you start from the top up, and sometimes you start from the bottom up. So, okay, so that's there. Now, the other thing that I did different is I took in, I don't know if you can see, but it's really hard to see the coral on there. So I took and did the opposite. I had the Calypso Coral for the background and the Flirty Flamingo for the top, but I did just the opposite. I thought maybe it would pop better. We'll see. Oh, it does. It does. I think I like that. Okay, so I did cut out 2 of them. I know, I guess I only cut out 1. I'm going to add 2 though, maybe. Let me see. I wanted to see how that would work, if that would be too much. Because this is a little bit different than the other leaves. So let me see here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to add like right there. And then possibly another one. Might have to move that down. Let me just glue this on. Maybe the one will work. And kind of get it more, let's see, I'm just going to wipe some of this off. So see how I'm lining up the little holes there once again. There, see these holes there, they line up. Okay, so let's look at this. We're going to put that down. Okay. I guess just 1 would probably be good. I think maybe 2 might be too much. So we'll go ahead and put this down. I think these flowers would be good with the garden green, the mossy meadow, any of them. So we're just going to kind of go over like that. So it looks like they're kind of where they belong. And I might have to go down a little bit more with that. This one I'm just going to glue down this time. We got quite a few layers on there, so. And my dirt is stuck there. Okay, that turned out nice. I really like the flowers better. Now, I could have another little piece of twine on here if I want to, but I think the butterflies will be just enough. So, let me see. And I got the inside done. Just trying to keep my scraps all together here. Okay, we'll go here. We actually had a snapping turtle. I should have probably put, you know what, I think I'm going to add, this one's going to get extra butterflies. Let's see, so we got 4. I'm going to do another one right here. There, looked like it was meant to be. I wanted to cover up that little spot there. We had a painted turtle lay eggs right in our driveway. So we dug them up and we'll see how they do, but they're so delicate. But we would have ran them over anyways, so we're trying. But anyways, so this is my second card here, the one that we did. So those are the cards, and I definitely like this one better, so I'm gonna put that one on top. But my third project that I was going to show you was I made this little, well, I didn't make, you can get these little bags in the new catalog, but I think I did the geraniums and a little birthday saying again, but and here's where I added 2, which on here I think looks okay, but because I have the you know, the saying right there, I mean, I could have probably added it, but I would have had to spread it out a little bit. But this is really nice. These boxes are adorable, and I think, I don't got my envelopes with me. Hopefully everything's dry good, but I think if you took and put cards in here carefully with the envelopes, I mean, I got 4 cards in here, and I actually think you could put more, but you don't want to put too many if you're going to tie it. But wouldn't that make a beautiful gift for somebody? Did 4 cards and maybe put your little ribbon here, or let's see. I guess instead of tying it, I could put, let's see, my scissors here. I could put just a ribbon on top. Let me see. Just cut that a little shorter. You could put the ribbon right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that with a glue dot. But you could take and give this as a little gift. There. I think that is adorable. And you got the cards, and then you could easily put the envelopes in there. There's enough room. I don't know if I'd do any more than 4 or 5 would be the most. But how cute. What do you guys think? Hopefully you like that. But just use the strawberry, the real red in this sweet sorbet. I used that color instead because I wanted to use the red ribbon on it, in the garden green, and I did this, so really nice. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed the cards today. I feel like this week's kind of messed up with Memorial Weekend and stuff, but so those are kind of my 3 projects. I mean, this, like I said, it's really easy to put together. So you could put a lot of different things, or your little treats, whatever, some candy in there, little gift card. But okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next Wednesday. I do have a host code if you'd like to order, or if you got any questions about any of this, please just ask and let me know, okay? All right, you guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week on Wednesday. Thank you. Bye-bye.